baby, let me pull this mic closer, adjust this wig, honey, and sip my tea real slow. Because Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 10, episode 4, was not giving reality TV. No, ma'am. This was giving background noise while you fold laundry. Sis with the T is clocked in, and my wig is secured, my lashes are locked, and my patience has been tested. Because, baby, if Forced was a television episode, then this was it. Now, you know, I normally live for a little Huntsville heat, but this week, this was a lukewarm casserole served at a church potluck, and everybody's just politely pretending to eat it. Let's be honest, this episode just did not give, honey. It didn't serve, it barely showed up to work. Now, was it just me, or did this episode feel like we were watching paint dry? I had to keep rewinding it because I kept drifting off into my own thoughts like, did I pay my light bill? Did I thaw that chicken? Y'all, that's how unbothered I was. So the Western theme party, it was a cute idea, but the energy, that energy was lower than my phone battery at 2% with no charger in sight. Everybody was standing around like they were waiting for the real cast to show up. And don't even get me started on Miss Tisha's attitude. Sis, you walked in like you were already over it before you even parked your car. That energy, that energy, baby girl, it was still. You wasn't giving main character energy. You was giving extra in the background of your own scene, honey. And you can't walk into a room with that kind of presence when your name is on the intro credits. And bless Po Nail's heart for trying to inject some life into this slow funeral of an episode. She was calling out Kimmy and Tisha about transparency, and I was ready to lean in like, okay, here we go. We're about to have a moment. But even then, y'all, it felt rehearsed. Like everybody knew they were supposed to argue, but forgot their lines halfway through. Nell was giving Real Housewives level confrontation, but the room was giving background extras at a silent movie. She asked questions. She stirred the pot a little bit. She was serving let's wake it up energy. But baby, she was surrounded by people who looked like they came to play the quiet game. She dropped a question in the room and it was crickets. You could have rolled a bowling ball down that set and heard every pin drop. Now, let's talk about the men, Ken, Marceau, and Maurice, concerning Chris over his NDA comment. Now, it was supposed to be tense, but it just felt like three dudes standing around in cowboy hats trying to look important. Instead of delivering a dramatic gotcha moment, they just kept circling the same sentence like a malfunctioning Alexa. Marceau, Maurice, and Ken surrounded him like they were about to do an intervention, but all they did was circle the same three sentences, y'all, over and over and over again. Chris was standing there like, did y'all bring me here to talk or waste my haircut? Y'all, by this point, I had already rewound twice because I just kept zoning out. I wasn't missing anything. It was just giving the episode another chance to get interesting. And alert, y'all, it never did. So, why did this episode fail flat? Here's the real tea. The editing felt choppy, their energy was non existent, and it was obvious half these folks were showing up because they had to, not because they wanted to. You can feel when a scene is authentic, and you can definitely feel when it's forced. And to me, this was a room full of people who would rather be anywhere else. I mean, cute outfits, cute hats, but where was the storyline? Baby, if I wanted to watch folks just look cute, I scroll Instagram. I came here for mess. I came here for shade. I came here for somebody to get in their feelings just enough to make me lean forward in my seat. Instead, this was given Hobby Lobby clearance aisle, all decor and no direction. And then, y'all, we get Mr. Martell. Now, baby, you already know. When Martell walks into a scene, 9 times out of 10, we're either about to hear a business pitch nobody asked for or a romance story that sounds like it came out of a Hallmark movie that nobody watched. So he sits down with his mama, looking all serious, like this is about to be some kind of come to Jesus moment. But instead of self reflection, instead of him taking some sort of accountability, Martell decides tonight is the night to soft launch Arionne to the public. Like she's the new iPhone and we've all been waiting for it. Chai bye. He's talking about how they might be getting married. Like this is a romantic twist that we've been praying for. Sir, who is we? Because I promise you, none of us sent that request to production. Then Mama Holt, bless her heart, she had to be real for a second. She said she had to get to know Ariane because Mel and the kids were her family. And when Mel and Martell divorced, she was devastated. You could hear that mama pain all through her voice. The kind of hurt that comes from loving your daughter in law and those grandbabies, then watching it all just crash and burn. And yet, here's Martell sitting there like he's on Shark Tank, trying to sell both his mama and us on Arion being waifu material. Talking about her like she's the perfect partner, a good woman, the full package. Martell, baby, this ain't QVC. You don't get to repackage the same product and slap a new and improved sticker on it like we forgot the last few seasons. The story is still there, the receipts are still hot, and the public's memory, baby, it is still very long. And Mama Hope was sitting there nodding, but that nod wasn't I approve. That was Lord give me strength before I tell this boy something that sends these cameras to commercial. Martell, let me help you, boo. Stop trying to sell us on something we already know the warranty expired on. This ain't new and improved. This is the same storyline with extra blush. And baby, the only thing you sold me in on that scene is that you are still the king of deflection. And at this point, we could all run your playbook better than you. So y'all, let's take this final sip, honey. Season 10, episode 4 was dry, it was undercooked, and it was uninspired. I've had more excitement watching paint dry in slow motion. If they're not going to give us the real drama, then just roll the credits early because I don't have time to keep rewinding to see if I missed something, only to realize I really didn't. And Tisha, sis, whatever that attitude was supposed to be, it wasn't landing. I need you to step out of defensive mode and actually deliver something worth us tuning in for. So, y'all, drop down in the comments and let me know. Did y'all think this episode was worth the watch? Or was it giving blink and you miss nothing? And as always, like, comment, and subscribe because, baby, we don't sip lukewarm. We sip it hot, seasoned, and with enough bite to wake up a dead storyline. Bye, y'all.
Ooh, y'all. So the tea has been spilled, honey. I'm Sis with the tea, and this was your dose of reality, raw and unfiltered. So, as always, stay real, stay ready, and remember don't spill tea unless it's worth sipping. Bye, y'all.